Today, we've got 3 explosive updates that could change everything for the team. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single detail. Let's kick it off with a bombshell. A key piece of the defense won't be on the field against a divisional rival this Sunday. That's right, we're talking about a player in the secondary who came in with high expectations. What does this absence mean for the team's aspirations? Can the defense hold up under this blow? Next up, the best-kept secret, what's going on behind the scenes in Washington's locker room? A veteran player is spilling some exclusive intel about the next opponent, something that could give the Commanders a decisive edge in this crucial matchup. And finally, a revelation about the defensive secondary. A cornerback is making waves with his playing style and mentality. What sets this player apart isn't just impacting the team, it could be the key to staying competitive during the toughest weeks of the season. Fans, let me ask you this. How is it that we land a star player like Marshon Lattimore, and we still haven't seen him step onto the field? I'm telling you right now, this isn't just bad luck, it's a matter of strategy. Lattimore came over from the Saints with sky-high expectations, yet here we are, 3 weeks post-trade, and the man is still sidelined with a hamstring injury. Now I've got to ask, should we have taken this gamble? Absolutely! Lattimore isn't just any player, we're talking about one of the best in the game at his position. But here's my concern. Why does a team like the Commanders, desperate to upgrade the secondary, seem to lack a clear plan for handling situations like this? Coach Dan Quinn says Lattimore is a relentless worker, and the team was aware of the injury before finalizing the deal. Great, Quinn! But let me tell you this, if we knew this was coming, why weren't we better prepared to fill that gap in the short term? He's not playing against the Cowboys this Sunday, a critical game. The Commanders' defense can't afford absences like this, especially against a Dallas offense that knows how to exploit weaknesses. And now I'm hearing the buzz. The goal is for Lattimore to debut in Week 15 against the Saints, his former team. What a perfect storyline, right? But let me ask you this, can we afford to wait that long? The schedule isn't doing us any favors, and every loss pushes us further from playoff contention. If Lattimore isn't ready by Week 13 against Tennessee, we're going to have a much bigger problem than a symbolic debut. Here's the reality. The Commanders' secondary needs help, and we can't rely on an injured Lattimore alone. Let me tell you, fans, this team needs immediate solutions. Is it time to explore another trade? Maybe adjust the defensive scheme? Because if we let this drag on, we're not just going to lose games, we'll lose confidence as a team and as a fan base. So here's my question for you, Washington faithful, what do you think? Is Lattimore worth waiting for, or do we need to make drastic moves right now? Listen up, guys, the outlook for Sunday's game is clearer than ever. The Cowboys' weak spot is right in front of us, and the Commanders have everything it takes to exploit it. Dallas's offensive line is busted, wobbling like a boxer in the final rounds. Zach Martin and Tyler Smith are questionable. Terrence Steele is a real weak link, and their line is taking hard hits week after week. Now, I ask you, isn't this the perfect time for our defense to shine? I'm telling you it is. And this is where Dorrance Armstrong comes in. This veteran, who knows the Cowboys' offense like the back of his hand, is spilling secrets in Washington's locker room. Armstrong isn't holding anything back. I know exactly how they play, and I'm giving my teammates everything I can to give them an edge. How cool is that? Now I ask you, what team wouldn't want a secret weapon like this? I'm telling you the Commanders have Armstrong as the key piece to unleash chaos against Dallas. What more do the Commanders need to crush the Cowboys? Listen, our defense is built for this moment. The Commanders' pass rush is among the best in the league, with a 34.1% pressure average and an 8.2% capture rate. That's no coincidence, folks. Dante Fowler Jr. is leading with 8.5 sacks, but what really gets me excited is how this group works as a unit. No egos, no lone heroes, just a well-oiled machine ready to shred offenses. Now, I ask you, do you think Dallas can slow down this unstoppable train? I'm telling you they can't. And what about Mike McCarthy? Sure, he knows Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr., and he knows how they think. But I'm telling you this, knowing someone doesn't mean you can stop them. This is strategic chess, and if the Commanders play their pieces right, the board will be ours. Now I ask you, how confident are you that Quinn and Witt Jr. can outsmart McCarthy in this matchup? Because I'm convinced this game is going to be a Washington win. And to wrap it up, my people, I leave you with this. Do you think the Commanders have what it takes to capitalize on these weaknesses and get back on the path to victory? I want to hear your opinions in the comments. Tell me, how do you think this defense can dominate the game? What do you think of Dorrance Armstrong as our secret weapon? Let's talk about rookie Mike Sainristil, the cornerback making waves here in DC. Now, I ask you, what makes a player like this special? I believe it's not just his skills on the field, but his attitude, his hunger, his competitive spirit. And folks, that's something this team desperately needs. Look, it's not just me saying it, our defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. didn't waste a second highlighting this young man's quality. He's a high-level competitor, he said. And trust me, that's not something you say lightly in the NFL. Last week, against the Eagles, we saw Sainristil go toe-to-toe with A.J. Brown. Yes, A.J. Brown. And what did the kid do? 2 passes defended and a coverage that had more than one person stunned. Now, I'll tell you this, how many rookies have the ability to adjust, to stand their ground, and compete like that week after week? Very few. Let's go further. This guy doesn't just play well on the outside, he can move inside if the team needs him. That's not by chance. According to Witt, Sainristil listens, learns, and communicates with a maturity that's simply not normal for a rookie. I ask you, isn't this exactly what we need to solidify our defense? A versatile guy, mature, and ready to give 100%. Because let's be honest, the Commanders' defense hasn't been up to the level we want. But this kid, this former Wolverine from Michigan, is giving us reasons to believe. Now, let's get critical for a second. Why is Sainristil shining while other young players aren't? Is it the preparation? The system? I think it's a combination of all that, but I also believe there's something in his mentality, his mindset, that sets him apart from the rest. And here's my challenge to you. Are we doing enough to develop this talent? Is the coaching staff maximizing the potential of guys like Sainristil? Because I'll tell you something, if we're not, other teams will be more than happy to take advantage of our mistakes. So here's my direct question to you, Commanders Nation, is Mike Sainristil the missing piece to take our defense to the next level? Or are we asking too much of a rookie? Attention, loyal followers of the Washington Commanders. This is your moment to make your voice heard. What do you think? Is it worth waiting for Lattimore, or is it time to take drastic measures to strengthen the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because your perspective is key to this community. Now, folks, let's talk about our opportunities. Do you think the Commanders have what it takes to capitalize on their opponents' weaknesses and get back on the path to victory? This is your team, and we want to know how you see the future of this season. Finally, Commanders Nation, I'll leave you with this question. Is Mike Sainristil the missing piece to elevate our defense to the next level? This debate brings us together as one passionate fan family. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and be part of this growing community. Together, we make the difference. Together, we are family. Turn on those notifications to stay up to date with all the latest news and analysis about the Commanders. And remember, hail to the Redskins!